So this is my station. I've got, just excuse me using the video to record this. My computer's too old to run the screen capture recording. So it's going to be a bit shaky, but you should get the gist of it. AO7 is coming up. It should be coming up in about 7 minutes. I'm using SATPC32 connected to the radio, the IC9700, through the USB port, and I can give you those configurations, but the SATPC32 site has all the information you need to connect to the radio. Also connected via the same USB is the audio for the MMSSTV program, which is using the audio codecs for both microphone and the transmit, for both transmit and receive. You can see the waterfall running there. That's the audio coming from the radio at the moment. So the idea here is to eliminate having to use a key to transmit a tone into the satellite to put yourself on frequency. I could never get it to work like I did on my old radio, where the keying the Morse key would automatically override everything and send a tone. So in order to send a tone with a 9700, you have to actually change it to CW, which is not convenient in this mode. So what I do is I use MMSSTV. You can set it up to have on 1200 Hertz. So that's what I've done here. So if you right click there, you can see you've got 1200 Hertz coming up there. That'll correspond, if you transmit a tone into the satellite, it'll correspond with the various frequencies. AO7 will be high, normally out of the pane. I know that you have to put, from experience, plus 5000 on the uplink to bring it down to 1200. So when the satellite comes up, I'll see if I can demonstrate that for you. Another thing I didn't mention is I couldn't get the radio to PTT via the USB. So I have an interface that I'm not using for the audio because I'm using the audio codecs of the radio. So I don't need that. So I'm using the old interface from my old radio just for PTT, going to the data port. So that's one of these boxes here. I've got one for HF and one for VHF. So the one on top is the older version that used the analog built-in sound card on the computer, and now I'm using the audio codecs. So this device here, if I key the 1200 over there, you'll see it lights up, and there I'm transmitting into the radio. You can see the TX light is on. There it's now off. So that is done via the data input on the radio. I can give you more information on the interface if you like. I believe there'll be other ways of keying the radio up, but I had the interface anyway and it was working before, so it was the easiest option for me. So here comes the satellite, AO7. It's about to come up. I set it to trigger it for about 5 degrees. So there's the rotator, ready to go. Very old, bit dodgy and temperamental, but it still does the trick. And I've got the antennas on the roof with crossed Yagis on UHF and VHF, not very big ones, but more than adequate for all the low orbit satellites that are available at the moment. So it works quite well, hopefully. Right, there we go. Tracking has started, and we now have the satellite coming into the footprint. So I'll just wait for it to get a bit higher and see what happens. Let's get some audio coming from the radio, and we'll get it on frequency for you. So I do know from previous, and not to create too much QRM, that I need 5,000 added to the uplink. So that you do here. So what I'll do is I'll add 4,500, and then I can do the final tuning. I've added 4,500 there, and I can do the final tuning once the satellite gets a bit higher. So I'll probably be able to get into it already, but I'll wait a bit. And yeah, audio codec running there. So that's just the sound coming from the satellite, from the radio, basically just the background noise. That's the satellite coming there, and the pass is going to be a good one, 85 degrees right over the top for about 19 minutes. So normally I use phones for this. I don't know how I'm going to go with the speaker, but we'll see how we go. I've also got switches here to change the polarity of the two antennas. So once we get into it, we turn the volume up, and see, here we go, 1200. So there I can hear the tone already. Let's change polarity. Here it comes up. Now my tone there is sitting on 1900. So if I add here, you should still be able to hear the tone. Here it comes down some more, comes down some more. So now I'm exactly on frequency. Let's just transmit again. I'm exactly on frequency, and anyone on the satellite should come up on the same frequency, and everyone will be the same if you follow this process. Another thing to note is the clock has been set using dimension, so that's very important. So there's the clock software running always on the computer, correcting it every couple of hours during the day, and the Keplers have been updated, which also makes a difference to the frequency. So that's about it. Let's see if there's anyone on the air, and maybe we can get a QSO going. CQ satellite, this is VK1 Alpha Mike Golf, VK1 AMG calling and listening. CQ satellite, this is VK1 AMG calling and listening. CQ satellite, this is VK1 AMG calling and listening. Victor Kilo 1 Alpha Mike Golf, VK1 AMG calling and by. It looks like there's no one on frequency. I'll stand by a bit longer, but I'm not going to keep the video running. I'll just demo once more the idea with putting yourself on the frequency. So there we go. 1200 hertz there, give it a click, satellite's nice and high now, and we get it on the 1200 hertz there. I find if you had it a little bit above 1200 hertz, it's slightly easier to hear. Anyway, that's about it. Hope this helps you. If you need more help with the settings, just let me know, and yeah, I'll post some more screenshots on the settings on how to set up SATPC32, and also how to do the audio codecs with MMSSTV. Hope you enjoyed this video, and sorry for the shakiness. ZL3MH, VK1 Alpha Mike Golf, Victor Kilo 1 America, Mexico, Germany. It's Brett, Murray. I can hear you well. Go ahead.
It's 2.1 or 2.2, but in during the day from about 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock it was very nice. Anyway, that's what we've been doing. We worked mode L yesterday on AO92, but apart from that, we really haven't done anything too exciting. Over.
Yeah, good, Murray. Very good copy on you at the moment. I'm actually making a video for YouTube on how to use SATPC32 and use the MMSSTV to put us on frequency. Change the uplink. And so I'm not going to hold it, but I heard Peter as well. I wonder if he's still there. VK2EVB, VK1AMG.